Howdy friends, Bernardo Spaniel here from Nardio.net. I hope you're all doing great. Sorry for the change of scenery, but Jazz has taken my good spot for lighting, and I'm in the bedroom trying to make this work. Anyway, so today we have a really interesting update for you. There's going to be a new Blitz Bowl. This is going to be Blitz Bowl Ultimate 2nd Edition. It's coming out soon. It's listed on Barnes & Noble for $49.99. I think that's a bit more than the previous Blitz Bowls were, but you know, Biden economy. It's going to come with 6 Dwarf players, 6 Orc players, 23 team cards, which is the big hype for this, double-sided game board, the usual stuff, and the other new thing being added this time is 12 random event cards. Now, for people who watch our games and know I'm a huge fan of multi-ball and random shenanigans in game. So if they're going to feed that, if they're going to make the game more tailored to Nardio playstyle, that would make me super happy. But the big thing here is the most likely addition of the Amazon, Norse, Vampire, and possibly even Gnome teams. Now, to get official rules for these teams would be a godsend, because I'm happy with the community reveals for the most part. But I don't know. I'm just really hyped to see this supported. How different will the teams be? Are they going to be the same? It'd be so interesting if Games Workshop just aped the community rules and then just made them their own. But I won't really mind as long as they're somewhat balanced. I mean, the game's not really that balanced, but it'd be nice if they tried. You know, it's funny. You give me something and I want more. And I'm seeing the 23 teams, like, why not 24 teams? It'd have been nice if there was some White Dwarf update to this, or not White Dwarf, but if they included some like fun things you could do with other things. If they gave you a list for Stormcast Eternals, if they gave you a list for some of the newer box sets that came out recently. I think there was like some Stormcast, the Black Talon set. If you could turn that into a Blitz Bowl. I know it's crazy. I know it's crazy, but we already have Space Marine teams. You know, we already have a bunch of wonky side things. It would have been really nice if they gave us rules for Tomb Kings. It'd been really nice if they gave us rules for Bretonnians. I mean, worst case scenario, sure, it doesn't come in a box set, but it forces us to buy some GW product and then turn that into a Blitz Bowl team, which would have been amazing. But I'm happy for the news. I don't know. I'm happy, and I'm also wary, because what if they mess things up? I mean, I don't know. I'm curious. I was thinking about bringing in the magic balls from the previous edition into the game, and I just haven't yet because I'm so happy with the base game as is, although we play it modified. But these new random event cards, I don't know. I'm curious and excited. This could be like, you know, the twists from Bladeborn or Warcry. Maybe some games will have -1 to move or visibility because of like some crazy storm happening. It could be throwers have plus, like can all hit on 2+. If you think about it, there's a lot of room to play, and we've already been doing that on the channel, so I'm excited about this. But yeah, official support for the teams that we've been having to like use community rules for would be amazing. This is gonna force me to buy a Gnome team. I like the aesthetic of the Gnome team. I do dig how they look, but I have so many teams already. I do hope they don't kind of mess with some established teams where it's like, oh, we added this new person to this team. Maybe they added some more ogres to various teams. Maybe they changed some team setups. I mean, on the one hand, that might be good for balance, but I already have my teams. I guess I could always just run them like as different teams, but I don't know. This is the time for speculation, and there's been no official Games Workshop notification to us about this or like heads up. I only found this out through one of my amazing commenters who are like, "Hey, you know this is coming, right?" I'm like, "No, I didn't." And after a quick Google search, I was able to find a Reddit thread and a Barnes & Noble page. Which was like, oh, when can I pre-order this? I'm so excited about this. I really am excited about this. On the one hand, I understand them not sharing the news that this is coming up, because you're gonna have idiots like me like contacting the store. Is it there yet? Is it there yet? Is it there yet? Is it there yet? On the other hand, it's I kind of like getting excited about something. I kind of like looking forward to something, and I really thought the Games Workshop relationship with Barnes & Noble is as good as over, because we haven't seen much new from them. It seemed like Blitz Bowl Ultimate Edition was going to be one part of the last series of things at Barnes and Noble. They just restocked those games, and they just restocked Combat Arena, Lair of the Beast, and Lost Relics, and the Barnes and Nobles near me. So, what else is coming? Could we expect Fireteam 2? Could we expect some other cool stuff? I'm happy to know that the relationship with Barnes & Noble isn't over yet. I would rather that this game became available at all retailers, including Amazon, so then we could have more people get into it. I mean, obviously, it's the greatest Blitz Bowl channel in the universe. I want all the new viewers, but really, I just want more people playing this and more people to have access to this. So I think my final wish for this, this is not a Barnes & Noble exclusive, and this heads to Amazon, this heads to Whalen Games, and whatever wants this, and hopefully even better at the Games Workshop stores officially. I know I'm going on some side rants here. This is supposed to be just news about the upcoming game, but it's just like anytime there's a new game in a system that I love, I really find myself hoping for everything. And I don't know, if anyone has more insider information, please let me know. If anyone has contact information for anyone at Games Workshop who can, I don't know, send us a pre-release copy so we can get some battle reports ready, let me know. I already tagged them on Twitter, like, hey, guys, why don't you send a box over to the creators who play the game so we can have some battle reports ready for when it launches. But if that doesn't happen, that's fine. I'm more than happy to go to Barnes & Noble myself and pick up a copy, run home, do the unboxing, like I just did for the new Space Marine Adventure game. It's fine. And if hopefully you guys would want to stick around and watch Jazz and I do some battle reports night of. The cool part is it's going to be starting with some teams that we already have teams for. It's going to be orcs and dwarves, which is an interesting change of pace. This is the first box set where it's not going to have a human team in it. And I like that decision because, you know, if you've been buying into it this much already, you already have several human teams. So getting one more, granted the dwarves and the orcs are also redos, but I kind of like the idea of starting with two slower teams. So I think this will work, and I think this will hopefully bring new players in. And I'm also excited because I've recently painted up like a bunch of new orcs, a new set of orcs, and a bunch of dwarves. And then this gets me curious about like, oh my God, now do we get even more proxies for the orcs and dwarves? Because I've been eyeballing some pirate orcs and then some savage orcs. And then I've came across some really cool, I think underwater dwarves, which would be a fun proxy to bring in. I mean, I have no space for any of this. I can't afford any of this, but I want it. So what about you guys? Are you excited for the possibility of a new Blitz Bowl? Like, what's your wish list? What would you like in the new Blitz Bowl? Personally, I mean, the box is already done. It's on Barnes & Noble, so you can see it. It says what it has. But personally, I'm happy to have the new teams, but I would have loved it if they went cray-cray, absolutely cray-cray, and included team rules for Space Marines and Stormcast Eternals and, oh my God, a bunch of modern stuff like Tau, Mechanicus. I mean, sure, these don't have Blood Bowl crossover ability, but now's the time with this set to get people into not only the Blood Bowl world and the Age of the Old World stuff with this, but they could use this as a gateway game into more of their properties. So I mean, it's not going to be balanced. I hope they try to balance it, but if they added rules for a bunch of different factions, I mean, I'm trying to make rules for these factions too. Like, I'm halfway done with my Mechanicus team. I'm making good progress on my Daughters of Cain team. So I don't know. I want more. I'm happy for more, but I want even more than more. I hope you're all doing great. Happy Friday. I'll see you later. Bye.